gentlemen, esteemed seekers of wisdom, it is a profound honor to convene here today to explore the enigmatic realm of the empath, particularly those rare souls who emit a light so profound it becomes a beacon and, paradoxically, a target of enmity. As we delve into this discussion, let us invoke the spirit of exploration that has always guided the journey into the psyche, an expedition into the depths of the human soul, where the mysteries of existence are interwoven with the fabric of the universe itself. In the labyrinthine corridors of the human psyche, the empath stands as a figure of both luminosity and vulnerability. What is it about these individuals who possess an innate sensitivity to the emotions of others that draws both admiration and animosity? To understand this, we must first turn our gaze inward to the archetypes that form the substratum of our collective unconscious. These primordial images, as ancient as the first flicker of consciousness, shape our perceptions and actions in ways both overt and subtle. The empath, in many ways, embodies the archetype of the healer, the sage, or even the martyr. They are those who, through their deep connection to the emotional currents of those around them, often find themselves in the role of the caregiver, the one who attempts to mend the broken pieces of the human condition. Yet, in this very act of healing, they expose themselves to the shadows of the world, to the darkness that resides not only in others, but within the depths of their own souls. This rare light that empaths possess is akin to the archetype of the light bringer, the one who brings consciousness to the unconscious, illuminating the shadowed recesses of the collective psyche. However, as we know from the myth of Prometheus, who dared to steal fire from the gods to give to humanity, to bear such light is to invite both reverence and reprisal. The light of the empath, therefore, is not merely a passive glow, but a dynamic force that challenges the status quo, unsettling those who prefer the comfort of ignorance to the unsettling truths of awareness. In our exploration, we must consider the psychological mechanisms that lead to the targeting of such individuals. Projection, a concept well known in psychoanalytic theory, plays a critical role here. Those who are unable or unwilling to confront their own shadow may project these disowned aspects onto the empath, perceiving them as the source of their discomfort rather than a mirror reflecting their own inner turmoil. The empath becomes a scapegoat, a vessel into which others pour their unacknowledged fears and insecurities. This dynamic is further complicated by the cultural and social structures that valorize power and control over empathy and understanding in a world where might often makes right. The empath's vulnerability is seen as a weakness rather than a strength. Yet, it is precisely this openness to experience, this willingness to feel deeply, that is the empath's greatest gift. It is a conduit for compassion, a bridge to a deeper understanding of the human experience. The empath's journey is one fraught with challenges, not least of which is the integration of their own shadow. For in their quest to heal others, they must not neglect the healing of themselves. They must confront and embrace their own darkness, the parts of themselves that they may wish to deny or suppress. This is the alchemical process of individuation. the transformation of the self through the reconciliation of opposites, the union of the conscious and unconscious mind in dreams, which I have long considered the royal road to the unconscious. We find symbolism that can aid the empath in this journey. Consider the dream of descending into a cave, a common motif that represents the descent into the unconscious. Within this subterranean realm, the empath may encounter the shadow in various guises, a menacing figure, an animal, or a dark landscape. These images serve as guides, offering insight into the parts of the self that must be acknowledged and integrated to achieve wholeness. There's also the archetype of the hero's journey, a narrative that resonates deeply with the empath's path. Like the hero, they must embark on a quest that takes them through trials and tribulations, facing dragons both internal and external. They must gather allies, develop resilience, and ultimately return with the boon of wisdom gained through their trials. This journey is not one of isolation, but of interconnectedness, for the empath's gift is their ability to connect, to understand, and to heal. We must also consider the role of synchronicity, those meaningful coincidences that Carl Jung described as a causal connecting principle. Empaths often report experiencing synchronicities, moments when their inner state is mirrored by the external world in striking ways. These occurrences serve as affirmations of their path, as signs that they are aligned with a greater cosmic order. They are reminders that despite the challenges they face, they are supported by an unseen force that guides and sustains them. In contemplating why empaths become targets of hate, we must recognize that this phenomenon is not solely a reflection of individual psychology, but also of the collective psyche. The world, in its current state, is one of great division and conflict, where the forces of the shadow are ever present. The empath, with their rare light, becomes a symbol of hope, of the potential for healing and transformation. They remind us of what we could be, of the interconnectedness that lies beneath the illusion of separateness. Yet, it is this very potential that threatens those who are invested in maintaining the status quo. The empath's light exposes the shadow, illuminating the dysfunction that lies at the heart of our societal structures. It is a call to awaken, to confront the darkness within ourselves and in the world around us. But such awakening is not without its cost. It demands courage, resilience, and a willingness to face the unknown. As we conclude this discourse, let us hold in our hearts the image of the empath as a beacon of light, a reminder of the potential for transformation that lies within each of us. Let us honor their journey, their courage, and their capacity for deep compassion, for in doing so, we honor the light within ourselves, the light that has the power to heal and to bring about the profound change that our world so desperately needs. May we all strive to cultivate the light of empathy within our own hearts, to embrace the shadow and to walk the path of individuation with courage and grace. In this way, we may come to understand that the rare light of the empath is not a curse but a gift. a gift that holds the promise of a brighter, more compassionate world for us all. Let us continue our journey into the depths of the human psyche, where the empaths, with their rare light, serves as both a guide and a mirror to the complexities of our inner world. This exploration is not merely an intellectual endeavor, but a soulful pilgrimage into the very essence of what it means to be human. As we delve further into this exploration, we must consider the nature of the empath's light, which is not simply a passive glow, but a dynamic force that interacts with the world in profound ways. This light is born from a deep well of sensitivity, a heightened awareness of the emotional currents that flow through the collective unconscious. It is an attunement to the subtle vibrations of the soul, a resonance with the unspoken truths that lie beneath the surface of everyday existence. In this sensitivity, the empath draws upon the archetype of the wounded healer, a figure who knows the depths of suffering and, through their own journey of healing, gains the capacity to heal others. This archetype, rooted in the myth of Chiron, the wise centaur who was wounded yet possessed the gift of healing, speaks to the paradoxical nature of the empath's gift, for it is through their own wounds, their own encounters with the shadow, that they gain the wisdom and compassion needed to guide others on their path of healing. Yet, this very sensitivity that allows the empath to connect so deeply with others also makes them vulnerable to the energies and emotions that surround them. They are like a finely tuned instrument, capable of picking up on the subtlest of vibrations, but also at risk of being overwhelmed by the cacophony of the world. This vulnerability is both their strength and their Achilles heel, for it is in their openness to experience that they find both their greatest power and their greatest challenge. In the realm of dream imagery, we can envision the empath as a figure standing at the threshold of a great forest, a landscape rich with symbolism and meaning. The forest represents the unknown, the unconscious, the place where the wild and untamed aspects of the psyche reside. It is a place of both danger and discovery, where the empath must navigate the shadows to find the treasures hidden within. As they journey through this inner landscape, the empath encounters various aspects of the self, each represented by different figures and symbols. The wise old man or woman, a common archetype in dreams, may appear as a guide, offering insight and guidance on the path of self-discovery. The trickster, another powerful archetype, may reveal themselves in unexpected ways, challenging the empath to question their assumptions and confront the illusions that obscure the truth. The empath's journey is one of integration, of bringing together the disparate parts of the self into a harmonious whole. This process of individuation, as I have often described, is not a linear path, but a spiral, a continuous unfolding of the self that deepens with each turn. It is a dance between the conscious and the unconscious, a dialogue between the known and the unknown, a reconciliation of opposites that leads to a greater understanding of the self and the world. In the context of their interactions with others, the empath often finds themselves in the role of the mirror, reflecting back the unacknowledged aspects of those they encounter. This mirroring can be both illuminating and confronting, as it brings to light the hidden fears, desire, and conflicts that lie beneath the surface. In this way, the empath serves as a catalyst for transformation, challenging others to face their own shadows and embrace the fullness of their being. However, this role is not without its challenges. The empath must navigate the delicate balance between empathy and boundaries, between openness and self-preservation. They must learn to distinguish between their own emotions and those of others, to discern the difference between compassion and enmeshment. This requires a deep level of self-awareness and emotional intelligence, a willingness to engage in the ongoing process of self-reflection and growth in the broader context of society. The empath's light serves as a beacon of hope and possibility. In a world often dominated by fear, division, and conflict, their presence is a reminder of the potential for connection, understanding, and healing. They embody the archetype of the visionary, the one who sees beyond the limitations of the current reality to imagine a future grounded in empathy and compassion. Yet, as we have explored, this role is not without its risks. The empath's light can be perceived as a threat to those who are invested in maintaining the status quo, who fear the change that such light might bring. In this way, the empath becomes a target of hate, a scapegoat for the collective shadow that resists the call to transformation. To protect their light and continue their journey, the empaths must cultivate resilience and strength. They must draw upon the archetype of the warrior, not in the sense of aggression or domination, but as a symbol of courage, determination, and the willingness to stand in their truth. This inner warrior is one who fights not with weapons of destruction, but with the power of love, integrity, and authenticity in this ongoing dance between light and shadow, between vulnerability and strength. The empath serves as a living embodiment of the alchemical process of transformation. They remind us that it is through embracing both the light and the darkness within ourselves that we find the path to wholeness. They invite us to engage in our own journey of self-discovery, to confront our shadows, and to embrace the light that resides within each of us. As we draw this exploration to a close, let us carry with us the insights gained from the empath's journey. Let us honor their light and the lessons they offer, recognizing that their path is a reflection of our own. In doing so, we affirm our commitment to the ongoing process of individuation, to the quest for a deeper understanding of the self and the interconnectedness of all things. May we walk this path with courage, humility, and an open heart, guided by the light of empathy and the wisdom of the soul. As we continue our exploration into the soul of the empath, we find ourselves drawn deeper into the mysteries that govern the interplay of light and shadow within the human psyche. This journey is not merely an academic pursuit, but a transformative odyssey that invites each of us to confront the profound truths that lie beneath the surface of our conscious awareness. The empath, as we have seen, is a figure of luminous complexity, embodying both the potential for profound healing and the vulnerability that comes with such openness. To further understand why these individuals become targets of hate, we must delve into the intricate dance between the conscious and unconscious realms. where archetypes and personal experiences intermingle to shape our perceptions and actions. One of the central themes in understanding this dynamic is the phenomenon of the shadow. The shadow, as I have often described, encompasses those parts of ourselves that we reject or deny, the aspects that do not align with our conscious self-image. It is a repository of the disowned, the repressed, and the feared. Yet, paradoxically, it also contains the seeds of creativity and growth, the potential for transformation that arises from embracing the fullness of our being. The empath, by virtue of their sensitivity, often becomes a catalyst for others to confront their shadows. In their presence, the hidden fears and insecurities that lie within those around them are brought to the surface. This can provoke a defensive reaction, a projection of these unacknowledged aspects onto the empath, who becomes a convenient target for the negativity that arises from such encounters. In this way, the empath inadvertently serves as a mirror, reflecting the unexamined parts of the psyche that others may wish to avoid. This mirroring can be both illuminating and unsettling, challenging individuals to face their own inner darkness. The empath's light, therefore, is not merely a passive illumination, but an active force that disrupts the status quo, prompting those they encounter to question their assumptions and confront their fears. We must also consider the societal structures and cultural narratives that contribute to the targeting of empaths in a world that often prioritizes power, control, and material success. The empath's values of compassion, empathy, and connection can be perceived as a threat to the dominant paradigm. Their presence challenges the prevailing norms, offering an alternative vision of what it means to live a meaningful and fulfilling life. This tension between the individual and the collective psyche is further complicated by the archetype of the hero's journey, which the empath often embodies. This journey, as we have explored, involves a descent into the unknown, a confrontation with the shadow, and a return with newfound wisdom. It is a narrative that resonates deeply with the empath's path as they navigate the complexities of their inner and outer worlds. In dreams, the hero's journey may be symbolized by the quest for a sacred object, such as a grail or a jewel, representing the search for self-knowledge and integration. The obstacles encountered along the way reflect the challenges of the empath's journey, the dragons of fear and doubt, the labyrinthine paths of confusion and uncertainty, and the trials of endurance and resilience. The empath's ability to navigate these challenges is rooted in their connection to the anima or animus, the inner feminine or masculine aspect of the self that represents the bridge between the conscious and unconscious mind. This connection allows the empath to access the intuitive wisdom of the unconscious, to draw upon the deep well of insight and creativity that resides within. In this ongoing dialogue with the unconscious, the empath is guided by the archetype of the wise elder, a figure who embodies the accumulated wisdom of the ages. This inner guide offers insight and guidance, helping the empath to discern the path forward and to navigate the complexities of their journey with grace and courage. As we reflect on the empath's role as a target of hate, we must also consider the potential for transformation that lies within this dynamic. For in the crucible of conflict and challenge, the empath is afforded the opportunity to deepen their understanding of themselves and to cultivate the resilience and strength needed to continue their path. This process of transformation is akin to the alchemical journey of turning lead into gold, a metaphor for the individuation process that involves the integration of the shadow and the realization of the self. It is a journey of self-discovery and growth, of embracing the fullness of one's being and finding the courage to live authentically in the world. In the broader context of the collective psyche, the empath's journey offers a vision of hope and possibility. Their light, though often challenged and targeted, serves as a reminder of the potential for healing and transformation that exists within each of us. It calls us to awaken to our own capacity for empathy and connection, to engage in the ongoing process of self-reflection and growth. As we conclude this exploration, let us hold in our hearts the image of the empath as a beacon of light, a living testament to the power of compassion and understanding. Let us honor their journey, recognizing that their path is not just their own, but a reflection of the collective journey that we all share. May we each strive to cultivate the light of empathy within our own hearts, to embrace the shadow, and to walk the path of individuation with courage and grace. In this way, we affirm our commitment to the ongoing process of self-discovery and transformation, to the creation of a more compassionate and interconnected world. As we delve deeper into the essence of the empath, we find ourselves traversing the intricate pathways of the soul, where the interplay of light and shadow reveals the profound truths of our existence. The empath, with their rare sensitivity, acts as a conduit for the energies that flow through the collective unconscious, attuning themselves to the emotional landscapes that shape the human experience. This ability to connect so deeply with others is both a blessing and a burden, for it requires the empath to navigate the tumultuous waters of the psyche with great care and discernment. They are called to embody the archetype of the mystic, one who perceives the divine within the mundane and who seeks to unite the disparate parts of the self into a harmonious whole. In this quest for unity, the empath must engage in the delicate art of balancing the inner and outer worlds. They are tasked with holding space for the emotions of others while maintaining a strong sense of self, a challenge that requires both courage and wisdom. This balancing act is akin to walking a tightrope where the empath must remain centered and grounded, lest they lose themselves in the chaos of the collective emotions that surround them. The empath's journey is one of constant transformation, a continual process of shedding old layers and embracing new aspects of the self. This metamorphosis is mirrored in the natural world, where the cycle of life, death, and rebirth reflects the ongoing evolution of the soul. The empath, like the phoenix rising from the ashes, must undergo a process of disintegration and reintegration, emerging from each trial with renewed strength and clarity. In the realm of dreams, we often encounter symbols that reflect this process of transformation. The image of a butterfly emerging from its chrysalis, for example, speaks to the empath's capacity for growth and renewal. This symbol captures the essence of the individuation process, where the integration of the shadow leads to a fuller expression of the self. The empath's ability to navigate the complexities of their inner world is supported by their connection to the anima or animus, the inner feminine or masculine aspect that serves as a bridge between the conscious and unconscious mind. This connection allows them to access the intuitive wisdom of the unconscious, drawing upon the deep well of insight and creativity that resides within in their interactions with others. The empath often assumes the role of the alchemist, transmuting the lead of suffering into the gold of understanding and healing. This process requires the empath to engage in a profound act of empathy, where they enter into the emotional reality of another while maintaining a clear sense of their own boundaries. This ability to hold space for the emotions of others is both a gift and a responsibility, for it requires the empath to remain present and grounded amidst the turbulence of the collective psyche. They must cultivate the strength and resilience needed to withstand the projections and negativity that may arise in response to their light, drawing upon the archetype of the warrior to navigate these challenges with courage and grace. In the broader context of society, the empath serves as a catalyst for transformation, challenging the dominant narratives that prioritize power and control over empathy and understanding. Their presence invites us to reconsider what it means to live a meaningful and fulfilling life, offering an alternative vision grounded in connection and compassion. Yet, as we have explored, this role is not without its risks. The empath's light can provoke fear and resistance in those who are invested in maintaining the status quo, leading to their targeting as a threat to the established order. This dynamic reflects a deeper conflict within the collective psyche, where the forces of light and shadow vie for dominance. To navigate this complex landscape, the empath must cultivate a deep sense of self-awareness, engaging in the ongoing process of self-reflection and growth. They must learn to distinguish between their own emotions and those of others, developing the discernment needed to maintain their boundaries while remaining open to the world around them. As we reflect on the empath's journey, we are reminded of the power of transformation that lies within each of us. Their path is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, there is the potential for healing and growth. In this way, the empath serves as a beacon of hope, illuminating the path towards a more compassionate and interconnected world. They invite us to awaken to our own capacity for empathy, to engage in the ongoing process of individuation, and to embrace the light and shadow within ourselves. As we conclude this exploration, let us hold in our hearts the image of the empath as a guide and a mirror, reflecting the profound truths of our shared humanity. Let us honor their journey, recognizing that their path is not just their own, but a reflection of the collective journey that we all share. May we each strive to cultivate the light of empathy within our own hearts, to embrace the shadow, and to walk the path of individuation with courage and grace. In doing so, we affirm our commitment to the ongoing process of self-discovery and transformation, to the creation of a more compassionate and interconnected world. As we traverse further into the depths of the empath's experience, we enter a realm where the boundaries between the inner and outer worlds dissolve, revealing the interconnectedness that underlies all things. In this sacred space, the empath becomes a vessel for the flow of universal energy, attuned to the subtle currents that weave through the fabric of existence. The empath's sensitivity is not simply a passive receptivity, but an active engagement with the world, a dance of attunement that requires profound presence and awareness. They are called to embody the archetype of the shaman, the one who bridges the worlds, who walks between the realms of the seen and unseen, bringing back wisdom and healing for the community. In this role, the empath serves as a conduit for the transformative power of empathy, facilitating a process of healing and reconciliation that extends beyond the individual to encompass the collective. Their ability to perceive the underlying patterns and dynamics within relationships allows them to discern the root causes of conflict and disharmony, offering insights that can lead to greater understanding and harmony. This capacity for deep insight is mirrored in the symbol of the labyrinth, a potent image that represents the journey into the self, the winding path that leads to the center of one's being. As the empath navigates this inner landscape, they encounter the many facets of their own psyche, each a reflection of the archetypal energies that shape their experience. The labyrinth, with its twists and turns, symbolizes the complexity of the empath's journey, where each step forward is both a movement inward and an expansion outward. In this sacred journey, the empath is called to confront the shadow, to embrace the parts of themselves that have been hidden or suppressed, and to integrate these aspects into a cohesive whole. This integration is a process of alchemical transformation, where the lead of the shadow is transmuted into the gold of wisdom and self-awareness. It is a journey of individuation, where the empath comes to know themselves more fully, embracing both their light and darkness as essential components of their being. As they engage in this process of self-discovery, the empath must also contend with the projections of others, the shadows cast by those who are unable or unwilling to confront their own inner darkness. These projections can take the form of envy, resentment, or fear, emotions that are often directed towards the empath as they illuminate the unacknowledged aspects of the self. To navigate these challenges, the empath must cultivate a deep sense of inner strength and resilience, drawing upon the archetype of the inner warrior to stand firm in their truth. This inner warrior is not one of aggression or domination, but of courage and integrity, a steadfast presence that holds space for both the light and shadow within themselves and others. In their interactions with the world, the empath often assumes the role of the guide, offering support and guidance to those who are seeking to understand themselves more deeply. They act as a mirror, reflecting back the unspoken truths that lie beneath the surface, inviting others to embark on their own journey of self-discovery and healing. This role as a guide is not one of authority or control, but of partnership and collaboration, a co-creative process that honors the autonomy and agency of each individual. The empath's gift lies in their ability to hold space for this process, to facilitate a dialogue between the conscious and unconscious, and to support the unfolding of the soul's journey. As we consider the empath's place within the collective, we are reminded of the power of empathy to transform not only individuals but entire communities. The empath's light serves as a beacon of hope and possibility, illuminating the path towards a more compassionate and interconnected world. In this way, the empath embodies the archetype of the visionary, the one who sees beyond the limitations of the current reality to imagine a future grounded in empathy and understanding. Their presence challenges us to reconsider our assumptions and to envision new ways of being that honor the interconnectedness of all life. As we draw this exploration to a close, let us hold in our hearts the image of the empath as a bridge, a conduit for the flow of love and understanding that connects us all. Let us honor their journey, recognizing that their path is not just their own, but a reflection of the collective journey that we all share. May we each strive to cultivate the light of empathy within our own hearts, to embrace the shadow, and to walk the path of individuation with courage and grace. In doing so, we affirm our commitment to the ongoing process of self-discovery and transformation, to the creation of a more compassionate and interconnected world. As we continue our exploration into the profound nature of empaths and their rare light, we find ourselves standing at the precipice of a deeper understanding of human consciousness. The empath, in their essence, embodies a unique synthesis of vulnerability and strength, a testament to the intricate dance of opposites that defines the human condition. The empath's sensitivity is akin to the finely tuned strings of a musical instrument, resonating with the symphony of the universe. This sensitivity allows them to perceive the subtle nuances of emotion and energy that others might overlook, granting them access to a realm of insight and awareness that transcends the ordinary. In this heightened state of awareness, the empath becomes a vessel for the flow of the archetypal energies that shape our collective experience. They are attuned to the rhythms of the cosmos, able to discern the patterns and cycles that govern the unfolding of life. This connection to the archetypal realm provides the empath with a profound understanding of the interconnectedness of all things, a realization that informs their interactions with the world. Yet, this sensitivity also renders the empath acutely aware of the suffering and discord that pervade the human experience. They are deeply attuned to the cries of the wounded and the marginalized, those who exist on the fringes of society and whose voices often go unheard. In this way, the empath serves as a guardian of the soul, a protector of the sacred flame of humanity that burns within each of us. The empath's journey is one of service and sacrifice, a path that requires them to navigate the delicate balance between self-care and selflessness. They are called to pour from their cup of empathy, yet they must also ensure that their own well is replenished, lest they become depleted and unable to fulfill their role as healers and guides. In dreams, the empaths may encounter symbols that reflect this balance, such as a chalice that must be filled before it can overflow, This image serves as a reminder of the importance of nurturing oneself, of tending to the inner garden so that it may bear fruit for the benefit of others. The empath's ability to hold space for the emotions of others is rooted in their connection to the anima or animus, the inner feminine or masculine aspect that serves as a bridge between the conscious and unconscious mind. This connection allows them to access the intuitive wisdom of the unconscious, drawing upon the deep well of insight and creativity that resides within. As we reflect on the empath's role within the collective, we are reminded of the transformative power of empathy to heal the wounds of division and discord. The empath's light serves as a beacon of hope, illuminating the path towards a more compassionate and interconnected world. This vision of a more empathetic world is not merely an ideal, but a call to action, an invitation to each of us to engage in the ongoing process of self-discovery and transformation. It challenges us to confront our own shadows, to embrace the light within ourselves, and to extend that light to others in a spirit of love and understanding. In this way, the empath embodies the archetype of the visionary, the one who holds a vision of a future grounded in empathy and compassion. Their presence challenges us to reevaluate our priorities and to imagine new ways of being that honor the interconnectedness of all life. As we draw this exploration to a close, let us hold in our hearts the image of the empath as a bridge, a conduit for the flow of love and understanding that connects us all. Let us honor their journey, recognizing that their path is not just their own, but a reflection of the collective journey that we all share. May we each strive to cultivate the light of empathy within our own hearts, to embrace the shadow, and to walk the path of individuation with courage and grace. In doing so, we affirm our commitment to the ongoing process of self-discovery and transformation, to the creation of a more compassionate and interconnected world. In our continued exploration of the empath's journey, we find ourselves drawn into the heart of the archetypal narrative that underpins their existence. This narrative is one that speaks to the universal themes of transformation, redemption, and the quest for wholeness, themes that resonate deeply within the collective unconscious and which are brought to life through the empath's lived experience. The empath, as we have come to understand, is a custodian of light in a world often overshadowed by darkness. Their presence is a reminder of the potential for healing and renewal that lies within each of us, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. In their role as healers, empaths are often called to engage with the wounds of the world, to bear witness to the suffering and pain that pervade the human experience. This calling is not one of passive observation, but of active participation, a willingness to step into the fray and to offer the balm of empathy and understanding to those in need. Yet, in this role, the empaths must also navigate the complex terrain of their own inner world, a landscape rich with symbolism and meaning. This inner journey is one that requires them to confront their own fears and insecurities, to embrace the shadow aspects of their psyche, and to integrate these elements into a cohesive whole in the realm of dreams. The empaths may encounter symbols that reflect this inner journey, such as a dark forest that must be traversed or a mountain that must be climbed. These images serve as metaphors for the trials and tribulations that the empath must face on their path to self-discovery. Challenges that test their resolve and deepen their understanding of themselves and the world around them. The empath's journey is one of individuation, a process of becoming that involves the integration of the conscious and unconscious mind, the reconciliation of opposites, and the realization of one's true potential. This journey is not a solitary one, but a shared experience, a reflection of the collective journey that we all undertake as we seek to understand the mysteries of existence. In their interactions with others, empaths often serve as guides and mentors, offering support and encouragement to those who are embarking on their own journey of self-discovery. They act as mirrors, reflecting back the truths that lie beneath the surface, inviting others to explore the depths of their own souls and to embrace the fullness of their being. This role as a guide is not one of authority or control, but of partnership and collaboration. A co-creative process that honors the autonomy and agency of each individual. The empath's gift lies in their ability to hold space for this process, to facilitate a dialogue between the conscious and unconscious, and to support the unfolding of the soul's journey. In the broader context of society, the empath's light serves as a catalyst for change, challenging the dominant narratives that prioritize power and control over empathy and understanding. Their presence invites us to reconsider our assumptions and to envision new ways of being that honor the interconnectedness of all life. Yet, this role is not without its challenges. The empath's light can provoke fear and resistance in those who are invested in maintaining the status quo, leading to their targeting as a threat to the established order. This dynamic reflects a deeper conflict within the collective psyche, where the forces of light and shadow vie for dominance. To navigate this complex landscape, the empath must cultivate a deep sense of self-awareness, engaging in the ongoing process of self-reflection and growth. They must learn to distinguish between their own emotions and those of others, developing the discernment needed to maintain their boundaries while remaining open to the world around them. As we reflect on the empath's journey, we are reminded of the power of transformation that lies within each of us. Their path is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, there is the potential for healing and growth. In this way, the empath serves as a beacon of hope, illuminating the path towards a more compassionate and interconnected world. They invite us to awaken to our own capacity for empathy, to engage in the ongoing process of individuation, and to embrace the light and shadow within ourselves. As we draw this exploration to a close, let us hold in our hearts the image of the empath as a guide and a mirror, reflecting the profound truths of our shared humanity. Let us honor their journey, recognizing that their path is not just their own, but a reflection of the collective journey that we all share. May we each strive to cultivate the light of empathy within our own hearts, to embrace the shadow, and to walk the path of individuation with courage and grace. In doing so, we affirm our commitment to the ongoing process of self-discovery and transformation, to the creation of a more compassionate and interconnected world. As we delve further into the profound journey of the empath, We find ourselves enveloped in the intricate tapestry of the psyche, where the threads of light and shadow are woven together to create the rich fabric of the human experience. This exploration invites us to consider not only the personal journey of the empath, but also the broader implications of their role within the collective consciousness. One of the fundamental aspects of the empath's experience is their capacity to embody the archetype of the healer. This role is not simply about the alleviation of suffering, but involves a deeper engagement with the transformational processes that underlie the human condition. The empath's presence has the potential to catalyze profound shifts in the psyches of those they encounter, acting as a conduit for the energies of renewal and regeneration. The healing journey of the empath is one that requires a profound surrender to the mysteries of the unconscious, a willingness to engage with the depths of the soul, where the archetypal forces reside. This engagement is akin to a sacred dance, a dynamic interaction between the conscious mind and the deeper layers of the psyche that hold the seeds of transformation. In dreams, the empath may encounter powerful symbols that reflect this transformative process. Consider the image of a river, a potent symbol of the flow of life and the continuous movement of time. The river represents the journey of the soul, the path that must be navigated with courage and grace as the empath seeks to integrate the various aspects of their being. The river's currents are ever-changing, reflecting the ebb and flow of emotions and experiences that characterize the empath's path. At times, the waters may be calm and reflective, offering moments of clarity and insight. At other times, the river may be turbulent and overwhelming, challenging the empath to find their center amidst the chaos. This dynamic interplay between calm and chaos mirrors the empath's own inner landscape, where the forces of light and shadow are in constant dialogue. The empath must cultivate the ability to navigate these waters with discernment, drawing upon their inner resources to maintain balance and harmony in their interactions with others. The empath often assumes the role of the oracle, a figure who possesses the gift of insight and foresight. This role involves attuning to the subtle energies that flow through the collective unconscious, perceiving the patterns and cycles that shape the unfolding of events. The oracle's gift is not one of prediction, but of perception, a deep awareness of the interconnectedness of all things and the potential for transformation that lies within each moment. This awareness allows the empath to offer guidance and support to those who are seeking clarity and direction on their own path. Yet, this role is not without its challenges. The empath's insights may be met with skepticism or resistance, as they often challenge the prevailing narratives that underpin the status quo. This resistance is a reflection of the fear and uncertainty that arise in the face of change, a reminder of the shadow that exists within the collective psyche. To navigate these challenges, the empath must cultivate a deep sense of inner strength and resilience, drawing upon the archetype of the sage to guide them through the complexities of their journey. The sage is a figure of wisdom and discernment, one who has traversed the depths of the self and emerged with a profound understanding of the mysteries of existence. The empath's connection to the sage archetype provides them with the insight and perspective needed to navigate the challenges of their path with grace and integrity. It allows them to hold space for the unfolding of the soul's journey, to offer support and guidance to those who are seeking to understand themselves more deeply. In the broader context of the collective, the empath's light serves as a beacon of hope and possibility, illuminating the path towards a more compassionate and interconnected world. Their presence challenges us to reconsider our assumptions and to envision new ways of being that honor the interconnectedness of all life. As we draw this exploration to a close, let us hold in our hearts the image of the empath as a guide and a mirror, reflecting the profound truths of our shared humanity. Let us honor their journey, recognizing that their path is not just their own, but a reflection of the collective journey that we all share. May we each strive to cultivate the light of empathy within our own hearts, to embrace the shadow, and to walk the path of individuation with courage and grace. In doing so, we affirm our commitment to the ongoing process of self-discovery and transformation, to the creation of a more compassionate and interconnected world. As we venture deeper into the empath's odyssey, we encounter the profound interplay of inner and outer realities that sculpt their unique path. The empath, as a navigator of the unseen realms, embodies a sensitivity that extends beyond the mere perception of emotions to encompass a holistic awareness of the intricate web of life. This awareness is not merely a function of heightened perception, but is intrinsically linked to the empath's capacity to engage with the archetypal energies that animate the soul's journey. The empath's sensitivity is a double-edged sword, offering both the gift of profound connection and the challenge of navigating the complex energies that they encounter. This duality is reminiscent of the mythic hero's journey, where the protagonist must face and integrate both allies and adversaries encountered along the path. For the empath, these encounters are not external obstacles, but internal dialogues, rich with the potential for growth and transformation. One of the most significant aspects of the empath's journey is their relationship with the collective unconscious. This vast reservoir of shared human experience contains the archetypes and symbols that shape our perceptions and behaviors. The empath, with their attunement to these deeper layers of the psyche, becomes a conduit for the energies that flow through this collective realm, offering insights and guidance that transcend the limitations of personal experience. In dreams, the empath may encounter archetypal figures such as the wise elder or the trickster, each representing different facets of the psyche that must be acknowledged and integrated. The wise elder embodies the accumulated wisdom of the ages, offering guidance and support as the empath navigates the complexities of their journey. The trickster, on the other hand, challenges the empath to question their assumptions and confront the illusions that obscure the truth. These archetypal encounters serve as catalysts for the empath's own process of individuation, a journey of self-discovery that involves the integration of the conscious and unconscious mind. This process is akin to the alchemical transformation of base metals into gold, a metaphor for the realization of one's true potential through the reconciliation of opposites. The empath's journey is not one of isolation, but of interconnectedness, reflecting the fundamental truth that we are all part of a larger whole. This interconnectedness is mirrored in the natural world, where the cycles of birth, death, and renewal are a testament to the continuous unfolding of life. The empath, in their role as a bridge between the seen and unseen, reminds us of our own connection to these cycles and the potential for rebirth that lies within each moment. In their interactions with others, the empath often assumes the role of the alchemist, facilitating a process of transformation that extends beyond the individual to encompass the collective. This role requires the empath to engage in a delicate dance of empathy and discernment, offering support and guidance while maintaining a strong sense of self. The alchemical process of transformation is not a linear path, but a spiral, a continuous unfolding that deepens with each turn. It is a journey that requires the empaths to embrace both the light and shadow within themselves, to confront their fears and insecurities, and to cultivate the resilience needed to withstand the challenges of their path. The empath's ability to navigate these challenges is rooted in their connection to the anima or animus, the inner feminine or masculine aspect that serves as a bridge between the conscious and unconscious mind. This connection allows them to access the intuitive wisdom of the unconscious, drawing upon the deep well of insight and creativity that resides within. In the broader context of society, the empath's light serves as a catalyst for change, challenging the dominant narratives that prioritize power and control over empathy and understanding. Their presence invites us to reconsider our assumptions and to envision new ways of being that honor the interconnectedness of all life. Yet, as we have explored, this role is not without its risks. The empath's light can provoke fear and resistance in those who are invested in maintaining the status quo, leading to their targeting as a threat to the established order. This dynamic reflects a deeper conflict within the collective psyche, where the forces of light and shadow vie for dominance. To navigate this complex landscape, the empath must cultivate a deep sense of self-awareness, engaging in the ongoing process of self-reflection and growth. They must learn to distinguish between their own emotions and those of others, developing the discernment needed to maintain their boundaries while remaining open to the world around them. As we reflect on the empath's journey, we are reminded of the power of transformation that lies within each of us. Their path is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, there is the potential for healing and growth. In this way, the empath serves as a beacon of hope, illuminating the path towards a more compassionate and interconnected world. They invite us to awaken to our own capacity for empathy, to engage in the ongoing process of individuation, and to embrace the light and shadow within ourselves. As we draw this exploration to a close, let us hold in our hearts the image of the empath as a guide and a mirror, reflecting the profound truths of our shared humanity. Let us honor their journey, recognizing that their path is not just their own, but a reflection of the collective journey that we all share. May we each strive to cultivate the light of empathy within our own hearts, to embrace the shadow, and to walk the path of individuation with courage and grace. In doing so, we affirm our commitment to the ongoing process of self-discovery and transformation, to the creation of a more compassionate and interconnected world.